Welcome to The Chosen One. I'm your host, Qui-Gon Din, and today on Shatterthoughts, we're going to be talking about shadowboxing. Shadowboxing is the process of playing against yourself for test purposes, testing your lists and whatnot. It's a good way to test your list against a meta list without having to rely on, I have to have another player there alongside. A lot of people don't consider it as a very good resource. I am not one of those people. Shout out to Omnis. I was re-listening to some of the old Rogue Support episodes, and he was talking about shadowboxing, and re-listening to this, I started to do some shadowboxing matches myself. And it is a very good way to absorb information. And really, you can really fine tune and look at the details. Now, a shadowbox game is going to take a lot longer than a regular game, but take notes when you're doing a shadowbox. It is a good observation to take notes and to really get in onto the fine aspects of how your list's working. It's really good for figuring out breakpoints in your list. The other factor is that people really consider when they're doing shadowboxing is bias. And can you remove it? The bias gets removed from you kind of automatically with how Shatterpoint works. Shatterpoint removes the bias from you trying to win it with a specific list, and you're like, oh, you'll instinctively hold back because you want your one list to do better. The order deck fixes that tremendously. And the way I look at it, if you're playing the order deck on both sides where you are going for the most optimal play every time, it's going to remove the bias because you're going to do the most optimized movements, and then you're going to roll dice, and dice will do their thing. It's a good way of removing bias. It's a good way of taking notes. And again, take notes of results. Learning the breakpoints of your list and learning how your list functions on the table against specific matchups, even if it's not against say you're not good at playing Cassian. One, it's going to actually allow you to learn to play Cassian a lot better by doing a shadow box, even if Cassian's not something you want to take. But two, it's just going to help you learn the breakpoints with the dice math and being able to fight what Cassian can do. Right now, I'm doing a ton of shadow boxing into Cassian because I am learning the in and outs to Andor and how everything works on his card. And I'm trying to figure out the ins and outs to each Andor variant because Andor lists play differently completely based on their other primary and the secondary choices you make. And having a game plan into specific Cassian variants is a good strategy. So shadowboxing is a good way to learn the math of your list and to learn the consistency of how fast you can get up to points on a random order deck. I think it's a resource that if you do not have a huge local scene or the opportunity to play a lot, shadowboxing is a perfect resource for prepping for an event. I've already been going through the process of it, and I'm going to tell you, Omnis was onto something with the shadowboxing. And if you do not have the resource to play against other players, it is very, very much a good tool.